guys, it's your boy, Barca boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona draw 2-2 with Atalanta in the final group stage match. A draw was at the minimum requirement for Barcelona to finish at least second place. With Liverpool losing, however, we could have won and got first place to finish off the group stages. In the end, we only missed out on 8 million. Wouldn't have done nothing in terms of the qualification for the draw later on this Friday. We did miss out, unfortunately, on an extra 8 million euros. But in the end, we didn't lose. We finished second place. Good game overall. And now we have one eye into the knockout rounds. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen for you right now. It was Szczesny in goal, a back four of Kounde, Araujo, Eric Garcia, and Alejandro Balde, a midfield three of De Jong, Pedri, and Gavi, and a front three of Lamine, Yamal, Lewandowski, and Raphinha. So only one real rotation in this starting 11, and that's of course Eric Garcia, giving Kounde some much needed rest. The first goal scored in this match was scored by Lamine Yamal. Brilliant counter-attack from Barcelona after Atalanta almost scored on our own goal from down the left-hand side between Balde and Lewandowski, who Lewandowski finds Raphinha wide and open through down the left-hand side, whips in a ball through the middle into Lamine Yamal, rounds the goalkeeper, and pokes it in to the back of the net, giving Barcelona the 1-0 lead. The second goal scored in this match was scored by the Uruguayan Ronald Araujo. It was a simple corner kick. Raphinha whips it in from the far post. Araujo free header, poor marking from Atalanta, and he puts it in the back of the net, giving Barcelona the 2-1 lead, but in the end, not enough to get 3 points. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm giving it an average 6 out of 10. Don't think it was a great evening for Barcelona in the end. The first half was very, very poor in the sense that we did nothing going forward. I think we only had 4 final third entries in the Atalanta final third in the whole entire first half. We had a few chances. Lamine Yamal had that bender. I think we had a few close chances that that final pass went through. We would have gotten the opportunity. I wouldn't say Atalanta cooked us in the first half, but they controlled that first half. They kept the tempo very high. They pressed and they moved as a team, as a unit. Despite Barcelona, I think, having 80% of the possession in the first half, it was all in our own half. That's how well organized and well structured Atalanta was. Second half was very much open. That's why it kind of ended 2-2 from both ends. Atalanta went for it, and so did Barcelona. We were clinical. At 2-1 after Araujo scored, I thought, you know what, this is it. And then we conceded. The 2 goals we conceded were a bit unfortunate. To be fair, the Ederson goal, the first goal for Atalanta, was a cracker shot from distance. Gavi maybe could have closed him down a bit better. Second goal, Araujo, if he held the line better, would have been offside. Kounde, he puts a tackle in, but of course, if he misses the tackle, it would have been a penalty. So he does it strategically well to kind of throw the attacker off balance, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Then he toe posted in between Szczesny's legs. So you could say Kounde, Szczesny, and Araujo at fault for that second goal, but it's a bit unfortunate. But again, you can feel disappointment because we didn't win this game, because we could have gotten first place. But in the end, first and second place, there is no real difference. The difference is 8 million euros in the team's pocket, which would have been nice for Barcelona, since we are not, scrounging for money, but it would have been nice as we are a team that's a club that's, trying to build back the bank account. But in the end, it's not going to be the end of the world. The draw doesn't matter. By the way, our draw, we either face Monaco, PSG, Brest, or Benfica. So we got 3 Ligue 1 team and a Liga NOS team. As long as we don't get PSG, I'll take it. But of course, it's a 50-50. So we'll see on the draw on Friday. But overall, we got second place. That was, of course, the bare minimum coming into this game. We could have gone first, which is the most annoying part, since Liverpool did lose to PSV. Liverpool fully rotated. They looked like they didn't even care. If we had a bit of an easier opponent, maybe we could have gone over the line. Atalanta are a very, very good team. We didn't lose, so we'll take that as an advantage as well. The performance overall wasn't the greatest, though, so I will give the team performance tonight a 6 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. First, of course, with the goalkeeper, Wojciech Szczesny in goal. I've given an average 6 out of 10. We are still undefeated with Szczesny starting in net. The 2 goals we conceded, the first one, I don't think he can save that. Second one, definitely could have done much better with that. He did also make 3 world-class saves in this game. In the first half, there was the shot across goal that Balde hit. That would have been an own goal, but Szczesny makes a great save. The Ortegi shot from out wide on the right-hand side. The shot in the second half as well. I forget what chance it was off the top of my head, but he made 3 really good saves in this game, despite probably only should have conceded 1 goal in this game, the Ederson goal. So I will give an average 6 out of 10. Passing on the back was a bit dodgy from him, but shot stopping and commanding the box. He was aerially doing very well, catching a lot of those loose balls, not forcing a punch, which someone else likes to do. So I think Szczesny did all right today. Again, still undefeated with him, so we will give him an average 6 out of 10. Now we're center back partnership in front of him. Firstly, on the left-hand side, it was, of course, Eric Garcia. Give him an average 6 out of 10. I don't think he really put a foot wrong, to be fair. His passing was alright. He had some good turns and good moments. Because again, that first half where Atalanta were pressing really well, he was getting, put in difficult situations. He did actually get out of them the majority of the time. Second half, didn't really, notice everything from Eric Garcia, nor a mistake, nor anything fantastic. So I think he put in an average shift. So I will give him a 6 out of 10. The same can be said, of course, for the captain and the right center back in Araujo. I will give an extra 7 out of 10 for his goal. I think his performance was also a 6 out of 10. Held the line well for the offside goal in the first half, thank God, but for the second one, didn't hold the line in the end, which is a bit unfortunate, but got his goal, so I will cancel that out a little bit. I won't give him too much criticism. The celebration needs a bit of work. Going like this when you have a 65 million euro release clause does not look the best. I'll say that. But you know what? I think he wasn't too bad on the night. Had some great recovery tackles in that first half. And his passing in this game was not as bad as I would expect. But again, a lot of his passing were very conservative. But defending wise, in the air, from corner kicks, he's winning every single one of those headers. So shout out to him. He had a good performance overall. So I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Into the fullbacks, firstly on the left-hand side, it was, of course, Alejandro Balde. I will give Balde, again, average 6 out of 10. Like I said, don't think he was fantastic or poor. Made some good runs in that first half. Second half was a bit more conservative, I felt like. I don't know if that was Flick giving him that tactical instruction, so to speak, but I felt like he was a bit more open in that first half compared to the second half. Had some good movements going forward, had some good connection with Raphinha, to be fair, especially that back kill that led to that free kick in the 90th or 90th minute, somewhere around there. But I thought Balde did pretty well. Wouldn't say he was absolutely outrageous or poor, but for my expectation for Balde, I think today he was average, so I will give him a 6 out of 10. Alongside the right back, Lluís Companys, average 6 out of 10 for him as well. Again, like everyone else, didn't do fantastic, didn't do poor. Again, for the goal, I think he puts in a good challenge to not only throw the striker off balance, but also prevent a penalty as well. Because if you tackle him as a penalty, they score either way. So at least the way he did it, you don't get a penalty on the record, I guess. I really don't know. I think did a lot of defensive work today, Kounde. Don't really remember him going forward too much. He made some great runs in behind, but again, the control was always there for him, but that final out ball wasn't. Every time he got the ball from like an overlapping run, whether it be from De Jong or Lamine, no one was in the box. Either Lewandowski was dropping back, Ferran Torres was dropping back, so he was dealt into some difficult situations in the attacking phases of the game. Defensively, I thought he wasn't too bad, so again, we'll give him the average 6 out of 10. Into the midfield now. Firstly, in the pivot, it was, of course, Frenkie de Jong. Again, stay with him. Average 6 out of 10. Don't think he did anything outrageous or poor. I do want to highlight his movement play in the first half. He was one of the only players in that first half that was picking up the ball in the defense, progressing the ball, or trying to at least progress the ball forward. Second half, I think it was more needed that we need the Casado profile on the pivot than Frenkie. I wouldn't say Frenkie was doing poorly, but he was very much nullified because all of Barcelona's chances were coming in from the counterattacks, and we were needed someone to win those balls in the midfield, and Frenkie wasn't really doing that. So I think first half wasn't too bad. Second half was a bit under par, but I do think that should be mainly blamed on Flick for bringing on Casado much earlier than he did, but wasn't a bad performance from Frenkie in this game. The other pivot, again, was Pedri, and another, again, 6 out of 10. I don't know what to say. It was just bang average from everyone in this game, pretty much everyone. Pedri looked a bit quiet. That first half where we needed someone to break the line, see the vision, you're relying on Pedri. He just wasn't on it today. I don't know. He is coming back from diarrhea, so we will cut him some slack. Gastroenteritis, we'll cut him a bit of slack. But if we had Prime, on his form, Pedri, I think that first half could have been a much different case in terms of Barcelona's attacking play. But Pedri was a bit nullified in that first half. He won some balls back pretty well for someone who's not really known for winning balls in the midfield. Second half looked a bit much better. Again, in terms of his control in our defensive area, progressing the ball, he was doing well. But in those final phases, in the attacking half of Atalanta where you want him to break the lines, he wasn't on it today, unfortunately. So, average 6 out of 10 for him. Final midfielder was, of course, Gavi. Yes, of course, another 6 out of 10 from him. Again, his work off the ball today was absolutely sensational. I think on the ball could have been much better. That first half, to be fair to him, he was winning, headers against these tall Atalanta defenders and backhilling it to Pedri and stuff like that. So, he was moving quite crazy. But as an attacking midfielder, you do, of course, expect him to be in the final third, creating chances, which he wasn't. He was playing way more as a 8 in this game than he should be as a 10. But he won the ball back a lot, especially in that second half as well. Had a bit of the injury scare, which hopefully is nothing of note to worry about. But in the end, solid performance from Gavi. And again, after being rested against Valencia, this kind of performance does make a little bit of sense. Now into the front line, we'll start off firstly on the left with Raphinha. I will give Raphinha a 7 out of 10. We're changing here the tone a little bit. He got 2 assists, so you have to give him more than an average 6 out of 10. I thought he was doing quite alright in the attacking phases. That pass to Lewandowski, I felt like he should have shot that, but the pass to Lewandowski was perfect. Not perfect, but it was good for Lewandowski should be able to finish that. And apart from that, a lot of those attacks went down the right-hand side. I was going through a lot through Lamine and Kounde as opposed to Balde and Raphinha. And when it was going through Balde and Raphinha wasn't doing too bad. The free kick at the end would have been nice if that was at least on target. But apart from that, I thought he played alright. Again, 2 assists. The first one for Lamine was sublime, was fantastic. So we'll give him credit for that. So overall, everyone's getting 6s. So, him getting a 7 isn't too bad of a rating. On the right winger, of course, was Lamine Yamal. I can say 8 out of 10 in my man of the match. He was just... I don't know how to describe it. The flair, the magic, the hope was all coming through Lamine in this game. His dribbling was sublime, second to none. The finish was really good, despite Kalashnikov being on his ass pretty much. I felt like Lamine should score a second goal. He had a lot of opportunities in this game. He was just dancing around defenders, left, right, and center, running back to retrieve second balls, helping Kounde in defense. It was a generational performance from Lamine, despite the stats might say. In terms of on the ball, when you watch the game, what he's doing, what the stats won't show you is where I think Lamine Yamal excelled in this game. He was just fantastic. This is why I think he's the most important player for Barcelona. If you don't have a wide player like him, you get very much nullified, especially in the 3-back that you're facing against Atalanta. But I think Lamine was sublime in this game, so I will be giving him a 8 out of 10. And last but not least, of course, is the striker, your boy R online, 5 out of 10. He was absolutely stinky. I mean, hold-up play was alright, but in the box, he was absolutely wank. His control was terrible. He hustled back. He pressed well. But that chance that I've talked about from Raphinha from before, he should be scoring that. The touch was disgustingly poor. To be fair to him, he didn't get really too many chances in the area, but he kept on slipping the ball away from him. Again, some of the fouls weren't really going his way from Michael Oliver, but it was just stinky. We looked better with Ferran, and that maybe bring some big question marks going forward. So overall for Lua, could have been much better, so I will be giving him a 5 out of 10. And last but not least, of course, is the substitutions. The subs were Kounde, Fermin, Ferran, Casado, and Pau Victor. To be honest, none of them really had that much of an impact. I think we looked much more comfortable with Kounde in the defense, of course. Fermin didn't really get involved too much. Ferran looked alright with his hold-up play, but again, didn't really have many chances apart from that header. That was very, very difficult for him. Casado came in, did what he had to do, like what he should have done earlier on if Flick brought him in. And Pau Victor, I don't even think, touched the ball. So, subs really weren't that impactful in this game. I think the Casado one should have been much earlier. I think that could have had a much greater impact, but they came in, they put a shift. Can't really complain. And last but not least is, of course, the manager, Hansi Flick, who tonight for me will be getting a 6 out of 10, an average score for him as well. Picked a good lineup. We struggled in the first half. The subs were very late. That triple sub came after Atalanta equalized at 1-1. The Casado sub should have came way earlier. I was thinking like 55th minute, hour mark. I think he should have been way more proactive, especially adjusting the team in the first half as we were struggling against Atalanta. We did come back well in the second half, so we're going to give Flick credit for that, but very difficult for him to impact in a game like this where Atalanta are set up very, very differently to teams that we're usually coming up against. But overall, I thought he was, he didn't really do anything too wrong, apart from, I think, timing his in-game management and his substitutions a bit better. But overall, job done for him getting second place in the Champions League, so I will give Flick a 6 out of 10. So that was a match review for Barcelona versus Atalanta in the Champions League. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. Mainly, of course, being your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.